Well, tonight is sausage making night. Night before last we butchered the deer and the meat's in the freezer, and the meat that we would have in the good old days made into stewing meat, we make into sausage now. And we have these recipes. My wife bought me this book. It's got to be close to 25 years ago, and we've been following these recipes for a long time. So tonight we're making Italian sausage, in brackets hot, with all sorts of stars we put beside it. It's really our favorite. And the recipe calls for 3.5 pounds of venison, 1.5 pounds of pork, 5 teaspoons of fennel seed, 5 teaspoons of crushed hot peppers, 5 teaspoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of paprika, 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper, a cup of cold water, and we put some cayenne pepper in with that. And is it ever good? Oh my goodness. And actually we don't put them into casings anymore either. We make them and we press them out like hamburger patties. We have one of these little plastic gizmos. I think it's a Tupperware unit or something like that. Anyways, we make them like that, and oh, they work fantastic in the barbecue or in the frying pan. We have them for burgers in the summertime, and we love them. So I'm just grinding up the meat tonight, and going to grind up some pork with it, then we'll mix it up and we'll freeze some sausages. So here's our bowl of ground venison, and now I'm just cutting up a pork roast, and a fairly fatty roast, because the venison, as you know, is quite lean, not a lot of fat in it. And so I'll just cut up this pork roast into strips and grind it, and then we'll start mixing the recipe up. I'm so blessed that my wife enjoys making sausage as much as I do. And we all enjoy eating it. Okay, let's grind up some of this pork. Well, that's the end of the pork. And that gets about 4.5 pounds of pork, is it, dear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my wife will attest to this. Before we bought this electric grinder, I would be sitting with one of those old handheld pieces, cranking and cranking. I remember doing that as a kid. I'm so glad we bought this electric unit. It has changed our life, hasn't it, dear?
It sure has.
I can't believe years ago that it was too cheap to ever buy one. Anyhow, time to mix it all up now and press it into patties and get her in the freezer. So all the venison is ground, all the pork is ground. And in here we have a 3:2 ratio of venison and pork. And to that we're going to add 5 teaspoons of fennel seed. And all the spices are fresh because we went to the bulk store tonight. And 5 teaspoons of hot chili peppers. 5 teaspoons of salt. 2 tablespoons of paprika. And 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper. And a cup of cold water. And we mix it all up. We use an ice cream scoop to measure out the sausage, and it keeps it fairly consistent. Otherwise, I tend to make them too big. And my wife complains and corrects me. Right, dear?
That's my job.
Well, there we go. Doesn't that look beautiful? Oh, that smells so good. Well, folks, here's the test run. And I'm salivating just thinking about it. So this is batch number 1 of hot Italian sausage. Oh, doesn't that look good? Oh my goodness. A little hot from the pan. That's so good. Hope you enjoyed watching the video. Thanks for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you again on Out of the House with Paul.